After the accident,
I was stuck paying all these medical bills.
The Witherspoon Law Group understands that you didn't deserve what happened to you, but you do deserve justice.
They weren't just there for me, they fought for me.
I care about what my clients are going through. We are in the fight of their lives.
We don't just fight for you, we fight with you and make sure you get the compensation you deserve.
And that's why we do what we do. And what we do is win.
Call 844-WE-WIN-44.
Happy Saturday and welcome to this week's Iris in the City. I have with me Miss Kay, retired city girl, going into her student life. So we're going to hear all about that transition and we're going to hear about what's popping with Kayla and Kaya. And Kaya is off in college. So we are excited and want to make sure that we wish Kyla well on her second year of college. And she's a very smart girl. I remember she was in Kyle's class and Kyle was like, Kyla wouldn't even let me cheat. Well, she's not supposed to. So I am so happy to still follow these young ladies on their journey. And come on, Miss Kay, money, what's poppin'?
Hey, everybody. My name is Kay. You might have known me from What's Poppin' podcast with my sister, Kayla and Kaya. But now she's gone. She's away at college. And now I have to figure out this new college life. I'm off the city girl tour. Now I'm in my mama house, 30 years old, like back to school, me and my son. But I'm telling y'all, this road, this journey is mine, and I'm gonna make it mine. It's my own walk. I'm doing my own dance, basically.
You definitely are, and you do it to the beat of your own tune, and I love it. I love it. Now, some of the things you might post sometime, I'll be like, oh God, and I just, pray, and I just keep scrolling. Love it, might send you a message, but let's talk about that, because I know it's a lot of pressures and you see a lot of things, and at 30 people are posting like, oh, I'm doing this, living my best life and blah, blah, blah. How did you decide to kind of step into you and make the decision to take a step back so that you can actually propel forward?
The decision was easy. I have a 9-year-old son, Caden. Like, that's it. Like, that was the decision. Like, I looked at the life like, when I was a kid, when I was 9, and we had a good childhood. All of us had the best childhood ever. Like, we didn't go without anything. So, and I had my mom and my dad in my life. So only him having me and like my mom, my dad, and not having his dad, I had to like take that other step. Like, okay, what can I do to help him when he gets to college and he don't get that scholarship? I don't want to say, oh, well, you can't go to this school of your dreams. I want to give him that car. Like, we finna pay for this. We finna pay for that. So I had to step back, and it's not about me anymore. It's about him. So I just wanted him to know, like, we're a team. And I let him know every day, we're a team. I'm learning with you. So if it's something that I'm not doing, or it's something that I did to you that you didn't like, let me know, because I might have yelled at you and you didn't deserve to get yelled at. But I just had to realize, like, we in this together, and when you succeed, I succeed at the end of the day. So absolutely. I just had to just put my pride to the side. And over the years, me and my mom bond has been grown like tremendously. Not saying that we had a bad bond at all, but we have, like, I now listen to her, as I could say. Like, I didn't listen to her when I was a kid, but
you
now
heard her, but you didn't listen. You heard her, but
right.
you ain't listen.
So now I'm listening to her, like, dang, she told me this is how this is going. So I'm listening to her, and I could talk to her. She that's my girl, like my best friend. Sometimes I want to be like, bitch, guess what happened? But
I know how many times I have to stop Leslie from. I'm like, Leslie, you. So I get
right.
It. But
so yeah,
I'm glad you feel that
she was supportive and I just love that she's so supportive in any decision that we make. I think if I wanted to be a stripper, she would support me. Like, she's just supportive in anything that we do. Mm-hmm. And that's a blessing to have a mom like that, though.
It is. So do you think that part of the listening came from being a parent yourself? Like, once you became a mom, certain things became apparent that may not have been apparent before becoming a mom? Or is it just growth in years and experience, life experience?
I want to say both, but definitely growth in life experiences. Like, life has really taught me a lot of things. Like, it really showed me like you can't be this spoiled, dependent on everybody, little girl that you once was. Like, you have to do it yourself. Like, if I didn't have Kaden, or if I didn't have a child, I probably still be at home, which it don't bother me. I know people be like, "You still at home?" Yes, and I have no problem with being in this house with my mama. Like, we come and go at different times. Like, we, you know what I'm saying? It's an in-house babysitter. She was down here by herself because Kaya went away. Her and Kaden got this great bond, so it's like it works for everybody to me. I'm not saying that I'm gonna be here when I'm 35, 40, because once I cross this stage, baby, we out of here.
But right now it works, and God will take you on a journey and do different
Yeah,
things and let you appreciate things that you would have thought was a barrier before.
right.
Maybe
Yes,
early on when you first had Kate, you were, I'm not staying at home with my mom and my baby. I'm gonna get my own place, and then so I get it. I get it to the point that I wrote a book, my mama said, because I started recognizing the things that she said younger, and then I would find myself in those situations. It's like, man, my mama said everything that glitter ain't gold, but
right,
that
right,
show looked good. So
right.
it's situations and things that bring us to that point. So let's talk about some of the topics you like to talk about on your podcast. What's popping? I just like it
Well,
because it reminds me of that's what's popping. Brand new whip just hopping.
yes, yes. Actually, that's where we got it from.
Really,
No,
I
no
love.
trademarking.
I
But
love.
the topics I like to talk about. So when we first started off, our goal was to get world topics and life topics, but it's coming from a point of view of kids who 10 years apart. Me and Kaya is 10 years apart, so we wanted to let people know like we're sisters, but we're totally different. Even though in age we're still totally different. Kaya is more street book smart, and I'm more street smart. And we wanted to show like, okay, we 10 years apart, so I might have an opinion, she might have an opinion. It's going to be different, but it's going to be big different on what we talk about. I feel like, I'm a city girl. I've been on tour all summer. Now I'm off tour. I'm trying to focus, and the podcast is really just talking about real life issues. So me coming back to the podcast really by myself, it's gonna be real raw and no edit, because like I said, Kaya did all the editing. So when I get on the podcast, I'm gonna be talking, and if I mess up, you're gonna hear that. It's just real life situations, and just letting people know it's okay at 30 to not have it together. Cause I thought at 30, oh, I thought I was gonna be 30, this nice house, like I just turned 30 4 months ago. I only been 30 for 4 months. So that's what it's about. It's about embracing 30, because I was scared to turn 30, but I'm like, it didn't do nothing. So
But it
maybe
sounds scary, don't it? It sounds scary.
it does sound scary, but it didn't do nothing. But
Right.
it definitely shifted my mind. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it shifted my mind, because after my birthday, I literally moved to Texas, and nobody knew. Like, my circle, the people around me knew, but like it was just at that point to where like, okay, this is it. Like, you done did these 20s. And don't get me wrong, I had a great job because I resigned. I had a great job,
Oh yeah, yeah. You
like
weren't
tremendous
jobless.
job,
Yeah. Make that
but
point that this was a decision to walk away from income.
right. And it definitely was,
Yes.
like, when I say like a great job, great benefits, like move
Mm-hmm.
up in a company, great. But I had to look at it like, these are going to be positions that I continue to work when it's like the money is going to be good eventually, but I want the money to good now so I can stack the money. So like I said, the end result will be for Kaden. Like, that's all I want. So when it's time, he's talking about a car now. So I want people to know, like, it's okay to do stuff. You're gonna have those family issues. Like, people try to hide that. Like, the family issues that you have, like the family issues that I had with my father, like, that stuff is real. It also hinders you. It also triggers you. It also, like, the Black community do not talk about stuff like that. They hide all of that stuff. And I be trying to, like, let people know it's okay to not have it. It's okay to tell your kids sometimes, I don't got it. Or it's actually, to me, it's okay to go buy you Chick-fil-A. I've done that in Caden in the house, and I eat my food in the car. I didn't want to spend $20 that day on a two people meal. It's
But
okay sometimes, but people just try to make it seem like you have to do this. Like, it's okay. It's life. Everybody is going through life. Everybody's trying to make a goal. Everybody's trying to reach the end, and we all gonna reach the end. It's just different ways that we taking it.
absolutely. because everybody's on their individual journey. So what may be a
Right.
celebration for someone else, you know, or you might look at it and say, what she's celebrating, you don't know where she started or where he
Right.
started.
Right.
So,
Right.
that comparison things, it kills it every time because you can't compare. You can't even compare a single mom to a single mom. You know, you can't,
That's
you know,
true.
it's like you can put you up against one person that had another one child, right? But you can't
Right.
compare if she's in a house with a car. Like you can't compare. The cars that dealt are different, and
That's true. Yeah.
you are absolutely supposed to celebrate your celebrations, even if it's getting up with a positive attitude. That's a
Yeah.
struggle for some people. Getting out of bed is a celebration for
Getting
some
up going
people.
to
That's
class in the morning. Yes.
Yes, we're gonna celebrate that every day because that's a it's gonna take your mind over matter because it's gonna
Yes.
be easier to say fuck this. I was making I'm sorry, I was some CBS. I don't know because but it's easier to say forget this. You know, I was making $50,000, $60,000. I'm going
Right.
after this semester, forget it. But no, you doing it for the legacy of you and your son and how
Yes.
you want his life to be set up. And that's how you change it. Your mom, I'm sure, did things, everything that she learned, but then she added what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do it. So
Correct.
there's no just like this is how it should be done. I just don't believe that all in life. Now, is there a such thing as good decisions and bad decisions? Yes. But there's no one way to um, get to Washington D.C. if that's the destination. Because you may go by train, I may go by plane, you go by car. Then the road is going to be different for each and every person traveling, but we're
Okay.
all going to get there eventually. Another point that you brought out is like pride and things like that. And basically, I speak about this in my book. God can't bless who you pretend to be, right? If you know you
Mm.
want certain things for yourself and you know you want certain things for your son and you have a space in your life for a certain type of man, if we are on social media pretending this is what it is and this is what we have, or out doing certain things, how is that space going to be made? How is someone going to fill their void? Someone will see the
Right.
true story of Michaela and say, oh, Michaela done dropped her job to get back to school. Guess what? If I get a blessing, I'm make sure I'm gonna bless Michaela, right? But if
That's true.
Michaela stayed off the scene and just came back, boom, I'm back being a nurse, then you don't know what blessings could have been in between because you don't know how your story is going to be used to inspire someone else.
Right.
So
Right. Definitely.
it's always good to be unapologetically you, even if it come with
Transparent.
a mouth sometime. Even if it come with some posts that people might be like, "Oh my God, there she said it," but it's your way and it's how you want to do it, and it's
Yeah.
how you want it to be received, and it's going to be received by those that can understand it.
Yeah,
And
and I was
believe,
discouraged about it at first. Like, I'm going back to live with my mama. Like, I see people who go to school, have 3, 4 kids, go to work and go to school, and I'm like, well, why I can't do it that way? Like, do I not? I was. It make you think like, do you not have that drive? Do you not have that passion like they did because they doing it with 2, 3 kids, going to school and going to work. But then you think like why do it that way? That seemed like so a hard way. And it might not be, it might be easy to them, but it might be the only way that they have. But at least me, I had an option. I could stay in my own house and go to school, or I could move with my mom and have all of that off of my back and focus. Like that's what I wanted to do. This
exactly.
go around was like focus on everything I needed to focus on. Like that's
Mhm.
it. Like nothing else. I wanted to focus, grades, school, because in the blink of an eye, in about a year and a half, I'll be done.
See, and they go by so fast, and you can tell that by the things that you've been through in the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, you be like, dang, I could have did this, and I still would have had to turn 32. So why not turn 32 and do and yeah, so right, definitely.
So, what's hot in the news right now that's kind of got your blood boiling? Like, what got you in your Twitter fingers this week?
What got me in my Twitter fingers this week is the bullying with the kids in the uniforms. Like I feel like I'm Wendy Williams on Facebook. Like everybody love me, but they hate me. Like they like, you will be surprised how many people inbox me and be like, can you say this? Like, can you say that? Because I used to do topic of the day, and baby, the comments, I used to have them going. So that's what really made us start the podcast. Because people be like, you need a podcast because you got a lot of stuff to say, and people, it's stuff that people want to say, but
It's
they
the
scared to
voice,
say.
right? It's their voice. You
Yeah,
the voice. You the voice.
right.
Like, let me say it for you. Like,
Right. So yeah, that's definitely the hottest topic right now is uniforms, kids, and parents and bullying. Like that's really, I'm writing a paper about that in my sociology class. And I feel
see
like
a
that's really
lot of
one of
that.
the hottest topics right now, because in St. Louis the little girl passed away. Rest in peace to spirit.
I know that's so
And
sad.
yeah,
That's
so
so
it's just,
sad.
I wanted to talk about that, and let's really pull out what is the issue and what is the problem, because the problem people say was the school. But see, in my opinion, I'm looking at it, it's not the school. And what I say, people might be like, you could be right or you could be wrong. Like, I would look at it like it's both parents' fault.
Well, I work with the law firm, and we work on cases like this. Now, I've seen it both
Really?
ways, yes, and I've
Okay.
seen it both ways where the schools have had a level of liability because the right reports were made, the right complaints were made, and children were seriously injured or committed suicide. So we see these claims all the time at the firm. Now, if no reports were made and things like that, how do you expect the school to be liable? You
Right.
know, um, if my child reported bullying to me, I will be, well, hell, I've done it on the school bus, at the school.
Right. I'm pulling up on the lot
It's,
area.
and then if I really feel like she's not functioning or able to handle herself in that environment, I will remove my child.
So
You
I
know,
do want to piggyback on you saying that you would go to the school. Now, the only thing I had to say about that is some parents are not able to do that. And that goes into the thing that I be trying to tell people, like, everybody is not the same. So the mom could have be working from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. because she got these many kids. So by the time her kids go to school, and they get off, the school is closed. But this is how she can have her livelihood. So she might not can't take off because she need her 40 hours every week. So then that becomes a problem. It's like it always starts at home to me. Like, if she take away her 40 hours, then she taking away from her kids. Now she got to go up here and deal with this, which, yes, this is important, but you also have to take care of your household as well. So at this point, you have to pick and choose which one is more important.
and that's where parenting don't come with a guidebook. We make the
They don't.
decisions that we feel like is best for our families. And like you said, she may be put in a position. I can't stand those jobs that know they have
Right.
single parents that want to count points and crap. What the hell you count points for, and not having a system put in place where people can feel comfortable about taking care of their kids? Oh yeah, I was in the city. I got people trying to look at me behind. I'm in Willow Bend Mall. Like I said, I'm stopped up at the Sheen pop up for the fam. So, uh,
Right.
but I do feel for those parents. Hell, I was one of those moms. I had two kids, and every time you late, it's like, okay, you only can have 6 points, but you only can have 6 points in 6 months. Well, hell, I got two kids, one with asthma. So I would make the decision instead of being late. Guess
Yeah.
what? I'm just gonna call off. Just forget it. Now it's a whole day. So
Right.
I would love to see jobs have a more family oriented
Right.
um, policy. Hence why I stepped away from corporate America 2010, ain't been back. Thank God every day that I don't have to live under that type of distress, because that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is distress.
It
Especially
really
when you
is.
have kids. You should not have to choose and work a job. And some people work a job and still have to choose if their kids can get certain um, help that they need, mentally and
Right.
things like that, just because of the limitations now with certain health insurances and,
Right. You
that,
have to work so many hours. You coming home, you working so
yes,
many hours. It's like you a robot. Like you working so many hours, cook, go to bed, do homework. Like you don't even get to spend the time with your kids that you really want to, because you have to, especially when you're a single parent, you have to take care of everything. So yes, that's definitely true.
yeah. So what's going on with the uniforms? I guess I haven't been keeping up on that. What's going on with the uniforms?
So with the uniforms, I feel like across the board, everybody needs to wear a uniform. Like that is the problem to me with not wearing a uniform. So, you know, the kids could be getting bullied because for example, we're in Austin, and Austin is not 2022 little baby up to date little dirt type of city. Let's just say that. So I could send Kaden to school and he could have on some light ups and they gonna love it. Let's say he's in 4th grade. Now in the area that we're in, he could go to school in light ups and he'll be okay. Now if we was back in St. Louis, even in the area that we lived in St. Louis, I lived in Parkway West area. That was still a predominantly white area. They wasn't big on that clothes and all that. You know, you could wear characters, dinosaurs and Spider-Mans, and they would be okay. But it comes to the city schools to where the kids are wearing Balenciagas, the girls wearing 30-inch weave, lashes. You got on purple jeans. Purple jeans is like $125 a pair. You got on this, you got on that. When you got other kids, and don't get me wrong, it's nothing with spending the money on your kids, making them look nice. But you have other kids who parents can't afford that, and they sending them to school looking decent. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then you have the kids over here who like, oh, they don't got the new J's. The J's come out every weekend, every week. So if they don't have the new J's, oh, they can't fit in. Oh, they have a stereotype. Oh, you have to be in this crowd. Oh, you in this crowd. But when you pull it down to a uniform, white shirt, khaki, everybody wear a black shoe. Now you could wear an expensive black shoe, but at least it just look like a plain black shoe to anybody else. Instead of saying, oh, you have to wear this. And to me, as a parent, it's so much easier. If you running late, you ain't got to pick out no clothes. You finna throw this uniform on. Let's go.
Budget wise and for planning purposes. But I guess until we moved to Texas, my kids pretty much wore uniforms through their school system. So that was never really a big deal, you know, for them. I think the only person that had a big transition was Leslie, going from Nerix Hall, which was an all-girl, predominantly white school, to going to Career Academy. All black inner city, to the point where her first day she was ashamed to say she left her locker undone and they stole her coat. Well, you should have known you were supposed to have a lock on it. Well, no, she didn't know. She was from Nerix Hall, but hell, we still lived on 21st Street, so wash your box, you know what you got to do. But
I mean, but it's still different.
School setting, it was different. Okay, well, it has been a pleasure chatting with you today. What kind of topics can we look for in the fall? And do you have a drop date for your new release podcast?
Yes, so my new release is going to be probably about October 1st. I got a couple things in making. I have actually some trail runs I've been doing, but I've been trying to get topics because school, I want to do that as well. So when I drop October 1st, I wanted to have like at least 3 podcasts already out there. So in the middle of school, parenting and everything like that. If I might push the date up earlier if I can, but I've been having papers after papers back to back. So I've got to get back to writing and working. But my topics lately have been the bullying, the uniforms, how men, and this is the unpopular opinion, how men to me is the catch. Y'all have to listen to that podcast. We not the prize. We the prize, but they the catch because we gonna
listen to the podcast, but we gonna bring you back before your release date so that we can definitely have a girl discussion on that. And I'm gonna bring a few other ladies in on that discussion. So block another Saturday. I guess in September, because you're gonna release in October, but that's one discussion we gonna have, honey, before
before we can have
release. And also make sure you share this on your Facebook so that everybody will know that Michaela coming back with what's popping.
Yeah, everybody, I'm coming back. Me and Kayla and Kaya. I don't want to take my sister name off of it because she started from the bottom with me. So it's still Kayla and Kaya podcast. But as always, I'm Big Dog. So listen, I'm gonna be on there by myself sometimes. She'll be on there. I'm gonna add her as a guest sometimes. But yes, I'm gonna put the link in the bio so y'all can check it out and listen to some of the old podcasts that we had as well.
Yes, I will definitely share your link under this episode so that they can get familiar with you and begin to follow you in October. Well, guess what? My City Girl tour ain't over. So Iris in the City, baby. Enjoy y'all Saturday. Have
Bye.
a winning week, and I'll see you next Saturday.
After the accident,
I was stuck paying all these medical bills.
The Witherspoon Law Group understands that you didn't deserve what happened to you, but you do deserve justice.
They weren't just there for me, they fought for me.
I care about what my clients are going through. We are in the fight of their lives.
We don't just fight for you, we fight with you and make sure you get the compensation you deserve.
And that's why we do what we do. And what we do is win.
Call 844-WE-WIN-44.